Begin with a wide lunge with your feet and knees about hip distance apart. Take your hands into fists, if this is comfortable, and place them on the inside of that extended foot. Squeeze your back glute, press through the back foot, and raise the back hip up so that your knee is off the ground. Keeping your shoulder blades together, your belly button in, and a nice long spine. You're pushing through your hands. Variation 2 has you stabilizing your front leg. Coming up with control, nice strong ankle. And if you'd like, you can reach the opposite arm up into the air to get a stretch into your psoas and the rest of your hip flexors. Squeeze the back glutes on enough to activate some reciprocal inhibition. Rotate over to the side if that is applicable to you. Last version takes your hands so that your thumbs are forward, grabs onto your hips, and rotates your pelvis forward. Stretching out the front of the thigh and into your psoas a little bit deeper. Keeping your chest tall, your shoulders together, and your abs tight. From the side, you can see that I keep my shoulder blades back and together, push through my hands, push through the feet, squeeze the back glute, and I've got a nice long spine. My neck is not cranked upwards or hanging down low. I'm in a nice long line. I feel this stretch in the front of that back leg. Again, stabilizing the outside foot, reaching the arm up. Notice that I'm in a straight line up and down, not leaning forward, not leaning back. And reaching into to the side, I can breathe into my intercostals, which are between my ribs. Lastly, taking that pelvis and rotating it anteriorly. I'm starting in a tabletop position with my shoulders over top of the creases of my wrists. My feet are hip distance apart and my knees are bent. I lift my knees up off the ground, squeeze my belly button in, and push through my hands. Note that my feet, my toes, my knees are all bent, and I'm breathing into my low back and into my ribs. My shoulder blades are down and back, my belly button's in, and my neck is long, not cranked forward or hanging dead. Keep pressure between your hands and your feet. To pedal out, on the inhale, lift both heels. On the exhale, drop one heel and press into the other ball of the foot. Inhale on the rise, exhale on the lowering, squeezing your belly button in. Keeping a bend in the knees helps protect the low back. This is my favorite lazy stretch, starting with my feet hip distance apart, my back lying on the ground against a wall or some sort of support. I'm taking my one foot, flexing at the foot and the ankle, at the ankle and the toes to protect my knee, making sure my hips are square to the wall, and I'm lowering my tailbone down. Notice both feet are still flexed and my back and neck is relaxed. If you need more of a stretch, you can gently push into that bent knee, always allowing your tailbone to come down towards the ground first, breathing deep into your belly and taking long exhales, squeezing your belly button in. Using a band, rope, large sock, anything for support, attach it to the middle of your foot so it doesn't slingshot back at you. Notice that I have my other leg bent and my low back is on the ground. So that top foot is only up as high as you can keep that straight leg straight at the knee and keep your tailbone on the ground. Flex and point your toe to feel the stretch in the calf and the shin and different places down the back of your leg. Stay here if you have a hard time keeping that straight leg straight, especially at the knee and your hip bone, tailbone down. If you can, straighten out your other leg, keeping the foot flexed and strong. To transition into an adductor or inner thigh stretch, if your right leg is in the air, grab onto the band with the right hand. Post up with the left hand on the ground for support, keeping the left leg straight. Both feet are flexed, and gradually open the foot to the side, only allowing that foot to come open enough that you can keep the left hip bone on the ground and the left shoulder on the ground. To stretch out your abductors and the outside of that leg, hold on with your left hand now, post up with your right arm, and allow the left leg to come over to the side, letting the hips raise to put a spinal twist into the stretch, keeping your right shoulder on the ground. Left foot is also stretched and active.